Hey, this is Aaron. I'm making another Boba Fett armor piece. Today I finished the ammo belt. I do that by finishing the 6 pouches, adding Velcro and eyelets to the end here. In order to finish the ammo pouches, I take the 5 pieces that it takes to make the box, the 2 sides, the 2 fronts, and the bottom, hot glue them together, put the outer vinyl piece on there, and then actually do the strap vinyl piece, which is glued along the front, the bottom, and the top, which allows it to slide onto the belt with functional opening with Velcro to give me a little bit of storage space inside each pouch. If I were to do this over again, I would do a better job stitching the belt, but it is what it is. As you can see, the Velcro is added, as well as the 2 eyelets. All in all, this was a much less time-consuming project as some of the other things, such as the gauntlet, which is still going on. Hope you enjoy.
I started out by cutting out the boxes. The first attempt, in the first video you saw that I tried to use a jigsaw. The jigsaw did not work very well, so I went ahead and used my circular saw. This worked out very well, gave me nice clean cuts. Alright, so after cutting them out, I decided to join them together to try to get them all one uniform size. This did not work out very well. It just caused more problems than anything, so I went ahead and one by one cut off the ends. I also at this point in time realized that I can only do half of the boxes that way. Instead, I needed to flip the template over and cut them on the other side. Otherwise, I would have had the unfinished inside of the box on the outside of the box. After I cut the sides out, I cut the back and the front out, which you see right here. Once I've done that, vacuum clean up my space a little bit, and then clean those pieces up, which did work out quite a bit better to make them uniform size and sand them all together. Then I went ahead and cut out the bottom pieces as well. Making the boxes literally took an hour. So here's one box made, and then the next 5 boxes at about 500 speed. And done! Since I cut all the boxes out at one time and then put them together, there was some ill-fitting pieces, and so what you see me here doing is using a orbital sander to go ahead and true up the pieces so that they are much more flush on the sides. And once I get done with all of the boxes, here's me showing them off. What I don't show you is that I use the template that I made in the last video to draw or trace out all of the outer coverings for the pouches, and I'm just taking scissors and cutting them out and getting them ready to apply to each individual pouch. The process to apply to each individual pouch is as simple as attaching the first part of the box with hot glue and then folding over and continuing to add hot glue until you have it folded all the way around and in on all the crevices. I will show you one box here at a normal speed, and then I'll go ahead and speed up for the rest of these boxes. An interesting note is that you don't actually have to cover the entire surface of the box. The back part is actually going to be covered by the belt and the outer pouch piece. For the next part of the pouches, I went ahead and created the outer wraparound sleeve that not only attaches the pouch to the belt, but it also is a nicely finished piece that has a stitch down it that gives it a nice touch. I went ahead and averaged all of the widths and circumferences, and then for the circumference I decided that I would add a centimeter, and found out after cutting these first ones that 1 centimeter is too much. If you pay close attention, I just traced 5 even though I thought I had traced 6, and so I'll have to go back and actually add one more piece, or I have to trace out one more piece. So there I'm trying to give myself lines to work with to fold the pieces. Sewing vinyl is not always the easiest, but these actually worked out pretty well. There you saw I had to restring the bobbin so I could finish this piece. I'm going to go ahead and probably speed these up as well. Just understand that take your time and get your tension set correctly on your sewing machine, because it's very important at this part with the vinyl. The bobbin gave me a lot of trouble at the beginning of this day, so I spent a lot of time cutting out stitching and trying to mess with the bobbin. Once I got that figured out, it all went well. Whew, that was tiring. Alright, so now I am attaching the outer pieces to each pouch. This is a pretty boring part. Point of note is I actually went back through and refinished quite a few of the outsides because the angled piece down at the bottom of the stitch, you can see at the bottom of the screen a second ago, just didn't look right. So I ended up having to seam rip and put those pieces back to where they needed to go. This part went pretty quick and was very satisfying seeing the pieces come together. So after I did all that, I decided that I would make a closure piece for each of Velcro. I just used hot glue and small pieces of Velcro and attached them, and it went really well. Alright, so after that little show off, I go ahead and actually add the final Velcro pieces to the exterior of the belt that help it close. I had quite a few sewing issues that I had to mess with the bobbins about and rethread the needle several times. I also installed one of the Velcros on the wrong side in the second part, so I had to take that off and redo it. Lots of learning. But all in all, this completes the strap portion of it. Once I complete the Velcro adding, I go ahead and add the eyelets. This is my first time using eyelets, so I sort of mess with them. Ended up putting the wrong one on, or the first one on backwards, so I had to remove it and put it on again after I put on the second one. I actually think these turned out really well, and it's really not that hard to do. Suggest if people are on the fence about doing this, go ahead and do it. And then after I get done putting in the eyelets, I go ahead and give it a little show off. I hope you enjoy. I'm going to slow down the pictures at the end to let you get a better look at it. Enjoy.